The truth he carried in silence. Essie lay on the hospital bed, sweat on her forehead, the soft cry of a newborn filling the room. It's a girl, the midwife said gently, placing the baby in her arms. Essie smiled with tears. Welcome, Amma. Yao stood at the foot of the bed. He smiled too, but it didn't reach his eyes. Another girl? Outside the ward, his mother clicked tongue softly. Yao, 4 children and still no boy. Yao forced a laugh. Mommy, God knows best. 2 years later, one night, when the house was quiet, Yao spoke. Essie,
don't you think we should try again soon?
Try again? Yo, my body is tired.
I just gave birth. My body is tired. What if the next one is a boy? He prays. She sat up, pain flashing across her face. Are these 4 not enough for you? Then Essie whispered, do you know what I went through bringing them into this world? Voices from outside followed him everywhere. One lady just greeted him and said,
Still chasing a boy, eh?
Still chasing a boy, eh? He went to hang out with his friends and one just made a comment. Your house is full of girls, too. They all started laughing. The pressure ate into him. One night, a friend laughed and said, if you want a boy, you know what to do. A few months later, Yao began a secret relationship with one of his daughter's teachers, a woman named Abba. Unknown to him at first, Abba was seeing several men at the same time. She loved wearing revealing clothes and often showed off on social media, which strongly attracted Yao. Desperate to be with her, Yao repeatedly tried to convince Abba to accept his advances. After many attempts, she finally agreed. Yao started visiting Abba at her house, often spending nights there. He would return home very late and lie to his wife, claiming he had been working late with colleagues. Yao secretly hoped that one day Abba would tell him she was pregnant, but Abba made it clear she was not ready for motherhood. This arrangement continued for some time until one day Abba shared devastating news. She called Yao and told him she needed to see him urgently. Yao felt a rush of excitement, convinced that Abba was about to share a good news with him. Her hands trembling, she avoided his eyes for a moment, then took a deep breath. Yao, before anything else, there is something important you need to know, she said softly. It is not easy for me to say, but I owe you the truth. Yao smiled nervously. You are scaring me. What is it? Tears filled Abba's eyes as she continued. I went to the hospital some weeks ago for a routine checkup and the results came back positive. Yao, I'm living with HIV. Abba's voice broke as she added, get tested as soon as possible. Please, immediately. But Yao refused to listen. Instead, he cut off all contacts with her and vowed never to return, choosing to move on as if nothing happened. Essie's sickness came quietly. Yao, I'm tired, she said one morning, struggling to stand. I'm always tired. You just need rest, he replied quickly. Too quickly. At the hospital, the doctor's voice was calm. We need to run some tests. When the results came back, the room felt cold. Madam, you are HIV positive. Essie blinked. What? You must be mistaken. I am married. The doctor looked at Yao. Sir, we recommend you also test. Yao's hands shook as he signed the form. When his results came back positive, he didn't cry. He couldn't breathe. At home that night, Essie sat on the bed, holding the paper. She looked up at him. Yao, I carried your children. I trusted you. Tears rolled down her face. Was it because I didn't give you a boy? Yao fell in his knees. I was weak, he whispered. I was under pressure. So pressure is what you brought into my body? She turned away. Leave me alone. That night, Yao slept on the floor. Not because Essie asked him to, but because he no longer deserved the bed. Years passed. The house healed, but scars remained. Essie took her medication faithfully. She became strong, not because life was easy, but because her children needed her. Years later, the girls grew, each shaped differently. Akosia, the eldest, became serious and focused. Watching doctors care for her mother inspired her. Eventually became a medical doctor, determined to heal others the way her family had been healed. Abinam, always fearless, dreamed of the sky. She refused limits, telling anyone who doubted her, "I have survived worse." She trained hard and became a pilot. Ajwa, who felt everything deeply, poured her emotions into sound. Music became her language. She grew into a gifted musician, using her voice to speak about resilience, womanhood, and hope. Amma, the youngest, grew up observant and disciplined. She wanted to protect people crossing borders and chasing dreams. She became an immigration officer, firm but fair, guided by empathy. Yao called for a family dinner one night. "My daughters, I once thought my legacy was a son." They looked at him silently. "I was wrong." Tears fell freely now. "You are my legacy."
So proud.
Essie watched from the doorway. Later that night, she spoke for the first time in years with softness. "Yao, I may never forget." He nodded. "I know." But she continued, "I choose to live." Yao held his face in his hands. The boy he chased never came, but 4 daughters rose and became more than he ever imagined. This is the Tima effect. Honesty and faithfulness are priceless. Lies and secrets can destroy families. Women's worth is not defined by the gender of their children. Resilience and love can transform pain into strength. Children can become a parent's true legacy when nurtured with care and values. The end. Thank you.